Welcome to the Ranch the Horses Own.
Finbar! Come on, Finbar! Come! Come on! Come! Good breaks! Good break, Lord.
We are celebrating 10 years of life-saving work, and that's very exciting for us. We've helped thousands of horses, and we've brought hundreds and hundreds into Red Bucket. It's very, very meaningful for us.
One of the things I really cherish about Red Bucket is that we do something that nobody else does. We offer horses a future, an opportunity to have a different life than before they came to us. Particularly with Blotzer, I'm getting emotional already. Sorry.
It's okay. People always ask us, where do your horses come from? And they come from riverbeds, slaughter, unspeakable situations of abuse. And in Blotzer's situation, we heard about him for 2.5 weeks before we were able to bring him to safety. And we heard that he was wild and frantic, and that he was running around in the bottom of a dry riverbed, and that he had a big red eye that was hanging out of his head, protruding. And the person who delivered him to us treated him like he was absolutely the most dangerous animal on the planet. The reality is, when Blotzer finally went into his stall, he submerged his very swollen muzzle from having been beaten recently into water, and he could not even quench his thirst. We were able to have our veterinarian come very quickly, and he thought that it was one of the worst situations he had ever seen. And Blotzer had been in so much pain, he had absolutely no pain relief whatsoever, and he was terrified. And what amazed us was he walked around his stall once or twice and then exhaled as if he knew that he was safe.
When Blotzer came in, he was scared. He was scared, he was in pain. Now, Blotzer is curious. He is learning an entire new world. He's able to experience things that most horses experience at a young age. He's able to experience now.
Such a sweetheart.
Lick you like crazy.
So sweet. Oh, he loves kisses.
He has many friends now too, and a girlfriend. And to see the joy that he's able to experience now is inspiring. And it's one of the reasons why volunteers and team members are just so happy to be here and to have found a place like this.
You know, team members come and go, but this is an organization that has been true to their mission every time, even if it was a tough decision. It's always been that 3-part mission, and that's just been amazing, because people will be like, wow, you've been with the same organization for 10 years? And I was like, well, it's a family, for one, but also we're doing it for the horses, and I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Mira, for me, really embodies everything about our mission so perfectly. From the moment we rescued her, our first visit to the location, it was so shocking. You almost, you were there and you're witnessing everything and you're taking it all in, but it can't land with you because it's so horrible and traumatic.
We got a call on the ranch line, and there was a woman, and she was quite hysterical. Her mother had been hoarding for over 2 decades in their backyard, and it had reached a point of implosion, and they were afraid the horses were going to start to die in their yard. I think in my last 10 years, there aren't too many things that surprised me, but I had a moment of being completely shocked at the amount of suffering that had been allowed to continue for years. This wasn't just a bad month. This was decades of prolonged abuse and suffering.
I remember when I first saw Mira that she was standing in a pipe corral with a very tattered blue halter that was tightened way too tight, and she looked like she was in extraordinary pain. Her hooves were significantly overgrown, and one in fact had grown in and was curled to the inside of her leg, and so it was putting tremendous pressure on her leg, and she had gaping sores, on her hips, and she was so emaciated. All you could see was ribs, or the top line of her spine. She was our highest priority. I mean, it was a large hoarding operation, and there were lots of horses to save, but she was the highest risk for sure. We knew that Mira was the highest risk, and we had to get her out of that location and to this ranch as soon as possible, and that's exactly what we did, and we held our breath the entire way. Every step from that pipe corral, trying to get her off the property and then loaded onto a trailer, and seeing how excruciatingly painful it was for her to even make that short journey. Rescue's only the beginning, and that really was. We safely got her here. She came off the trailer, and that was really the beginning.
Mira's feet were very challenging. They were very long. Our veterinarian is wonderful, and we also have a tremendous farrier that we work with, and they had to actually x-ray her feet, and then our farrier used a hacksaw to saw off the initial growth of her feet. And watching Mira, really her flower open, I think it was in great part to the connection she had with Michelle. Unconditional love.
How wonderful that we had the opportunity to say yes to Mira, to make her the highest priority and give her everything we could by way of nutrition, veterinary care, farrier care, everything that had been robbed of her, for 20 years. And me personally, having the great privilege of saying that I adopted Mira, and that she had a forever home and, had a forever person. There were, of course, many more than just me, but really the culmination of her journey here and back to health, and the goal for every one of our horses and our mission is a forever home. Upon rescuing Mira, we recognized that we didn't have a great many years with her after the damage and the abuse she had sustained.
As one of our residents is making the journey to the over the Rainbow Bridge, we stay with the horse and hold them. And we tell them what a good horse they are. Rescue is riddled with loss, and what keeps us going and what sustains us is the promise. We don't just make the promise to that one horse. We're making the promise to the next horse and the horse after that. And that we take very seriously. That is why we're doing what we do. We have been serving for 10 years, and we are fully committed to serving for decades to come.